Where did this movie even come from? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know this movie was coming out until about 2 weeks ago. And I went into this film not having very high expectations, and I was completely blown away. I'm kind of filming this video using a lot of natural lighting, so I'm sorry when the light kind of goes a bit dark and then very light all of a sudden. It's literally the clouds going over the sun, just letting you know. So I've been thinking about this film for a couple of days now and thinking about what I was going to say in this review, because there really is just so much to talk about. So Deepwater Horizon follows the true events of the Deepwater Horizon oil rig, which exploded in 2010, and to this day it has been the worst oil spill that the US has ever had. This film is directed by Peter Berg and it stars Mark Wahlberg, Kate Hudson, Kurt Russell, John Malkovich, and some very other talented cast members. And as I said, I didn't even know this film was coming out. It was terribly advertised in South Africa. I don't know about the US and other countries. I hadn't even seen a trailer for this film before I went to it, and it was actually quite nice going into a film not having seen the trailer, because you're not waiting for certain scenes. You don't really know how the story is going to go and what direction it's going to go. So that was quite cool and quite nice. But the point is, I hadn't seen any advertising for this film. So I heard from many YouTube reviewers actually that this film was really good. And my cousin, who's down from Australia, really wanted to go to the IMAX cinema here. So we were like, cool, let's go. And then Deepwater Horizon was showing on the Saturday that we went. So we went to Deepwater Horizon with my dad and my cousin, and it was amazing. Like, I was completely blown away by this film. One of the things that was really handled well was explaining what was happening on the oil rig. This movie could have potentially gone in a very bad direction because of the complexity of the situation that the oil rig was facing. And the way the film explains these issues that this oil rig is facing was brilliantly handled. Because most of us as audience members have no idea how oil rigs work, but this film explains it in a very simple way, which makes it really understandable. There's a certain scene that happens in the beginning of the film that actually is a very simple illustration of what is pretty much going to happen later on in the film. And it's actually between Mark Wahlberg and his daughter. And that's another thing I want to talk about. The chemistry between characters in this film is absolutely magnificent. Mark Wahlberg did a very amazing job in this film. I love the dynamic he had with his crew on the oil rig and with his family. And there's some very touching moments with his family that I'll get into a bit later. John Malkovich is sort of one of the corporate guys at BP. The whole time he was on the screen, he was captivating, but you just wanted to sort of get rid of him at the same time. He did such a good job in provoking the situation that was happening, and I thought it was an excellent performance by him. Kurt Russell, who I think was one of the highlights of the film for me, honestly. And I haven't seen him in a film for a while, but I think in this film he really shined. And there's certain scenes with him and John Malkovich that are just captivating to watch. He just brought so much emotion to his role, and it just really prevailed through his excellent acting. I also just really like the scenes of Mark Wahlberg and his family in the film, as it sets up some really huge stakes that come later on in the film when obviously the oil rig malfunctions. The editing of this film as well was just excellent, and the cinematography. There's one moment sort of towards the end of the film where the cinematography, I thought, enhanced a certain scene so much. It left me with a lump in my throat, honestly. Like, I was watching this and like my eyes literally teared up. It was so emotional. Obviously the performances helped portray this, but I thought also the cinematography, and it's just a really beautiful, touching, and emotional moment. Another thing about this film is that you really feel like you were there with them when this oil rig was malfunctioning. And yes, I think it is because of the performances, the editing, the cinematography, the music, and a whole lot of other aspects that goes into filmmaking. Like, halfway through this movie, it didn't even feel like I was watching a film. I honestly, right now, can't think of any major cons to this film. I was really surprised at how good it was. And maybe it was because I didn't really have any expectations of it before I went to see it. But it's just a really well directed and really well made film. I'm gonna go ahead and give this film a 9. Really, guys, go check it out if you get the chance. And I would recommend going to see it in IMAX. I thought it was awesome in IMAX. So in closing, the best way to describe this movie for me, and just bear with me on this, is it kind of feels like a pile-on. Now, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but when you're a kid and you're just lying on the floor and then one of your friends jumps on you, and then one of your other friends jumps on top of that friend, and then like you're at the bottom of this pile-on and you're slowly starting to battle to breathe. Just slowly, like by each person jumping on, you just battle to breathe more and more and more. That's what this film felt like. When the credits come up, you're just like, wow. If you like cry lots in films, you're probably going to cry in this one. It's very emotionally stirring. So bring a box of tissues, but please go check this film out. It's really good. I hope it gets some Oscar nominations later on in the year because it was brilliant. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my review on Deepwater Horizon. If you guys have gotten the chance to see it, please let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And remember, if you guys want to be kept up to date with some of the videos I'll be doing in the future, be sure to subscribe down below. I'm hoping to do a review for Stranger Things still, and then also thoughts on what's going to happen in season 2. And then also at the moment I'm watching Luke Cage, which I'll hopefully be done by at the end of the week, and then I'll have a review for that coming out too. And then there's a whole lot of other movies on the circuit at the moment that I really want to see, which I just haven't gotten the chance to see yet. So hopefully all those will be coming out soon. But again, thank you so much for watching this, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.